Pittsburgh at PNC Park. Well, you hope the rain will stay away tonight. The Pirates back home. The start of a 9-game homestand and the first of 3 against a National League Central Division rival, Cincinnati Reds. Our first look at the Redlegs in 2012. Greg Brown along with Bob Walk. Pirates coming off a win yesterday in St. Louis. 17 strikeouts by Pirates pitchers. Great to see. Pirates pitchers going to have to be on their game because the Reds come in, and even though they're 500, Bob, they're a tough team.
Well, an awful lot of people are, picking the Cincinnati Reds as the preseason favorite in this division, and you can look at their middle of their lineup, and you can understand why. I mean, these guys definitely have some big-time stars. You got Votto, MVP, Jay Bruce, one of the real young stars in this league. A lot of power right there. Brandon Phillips, he can play anywhere in that lineup. He can go from leadoff to cleanup hitter. He's all over the place, and he'll give you good offense no matter where you put him. And the old guy out there, Scott Rowland, he's still got a dangerous bat. He can put one in the seats at any time. Cincinnati Reds, very tough time. Kevin Correa, tonight will have his work cut out for him.
Yeah, Johnny Cueto is on the hill for the Reds. He is 3-0 with a 139 earned run average. Meanwhile, Kevin Correa, 7-1 lifetime against the Reds. It's game 1 of 3 against Cincinnati from Pittsburgh's PNC Park. Buccos Reds coming up next. Sports Medicine. Offense getting a free Let's Go Bucks t-shirt. Has become a very popular promotion. Every Friday home game you get a free Pirates t-shirt. Reds and Bucks for game 1 of the 3-game series. The Nationals will come in for 3 games starting on Tuesday night, and then next weekend it's the Houston Astros, and a lot of focus on that man. It'll be fun to listen to the reaction he gets when he comes to the plate. Hopefully in the bottom of the first inning, Pedro Alvarez, for the week on the road he put on, which started here. That last stretch of home games, including a home run in both ends of that doubleheader against the Colorado Rockies before the Pirates went on to Atlanta and St. Louis. Check out the weather.
A few thunderstorms in the area, so we'll have to keep our our eye out to the west, see if there's anything coming our way.
Keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully doing a lot of that during this homestand. Let's check out the Reds lineup against Kevin Correa, the veteran right-hander of the Pirates. Dusty Baker, the skipper of the Redlegs, has Zach Cozart at short, Drew Stubbs in center field, Joey Votto, left-hand hitter at first base, Brandon Phillips hits cleanup. So 2 second basemen hitting cleanup tonight in Pittsburgh. Jay Bruce is in right field, Scott Rowland at third, bottom third of the order, Chris Heisey, Ryan Hennigan, and Johnny Cueto.
Well, Kevin Correa is off to another good start in April, May, pitching very well. You can see his numbers brought to us by the Western Pennsylvania Chevy dealers. Nothing there that's not looking just fine. Maybe could kick up those strikeouts a little bit. Only 9 of those, but as long as you're getting them out, it doesn't make much difference. I guess you can actually be a little more efficient with your pitchers. You get those quick outs.
You know,
a lot of strikeouts yesterday by Bedard, but he can only go 5 innings.
Zach Cozart leads off and takes a strike. Home plate umpire is Alan Porter. Cozart was hurt last year, was off to an outstanding start. Reds coming off a nice come-from-behind win yesterday. Rallied against the Cubbies. Scored 3 to tie it in the 9th and won it on a Scott Rowland sacrifice fly. So Dusty Baker's Reds now 12-12 on the season. Last year, Reds were a disappointment. Breaking ball missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cincinnati went 79-83 last year. So they acquired a couple of players. Biggest name, Matt Latos.
They have high expectations this season.
Now it's 2-2.
Very solid team on paper. And even though St. Louis is off to a great start, there's still some question marks there. They're still unproven. It's still real early.
Line foul past third. Bob mentioned Correa having another fine start, as was the case last year. Great first half, especially on the road. Of course, you know the splits where he was so much better away from PNC Park. This ball fouled out of play.
And this is a good pitcher's ballpark. That's what it's turned into now that it's been here for a decade. I think everybody that looks at it that way. Not a ridiculous pitcher's ballpark, kind of a fair park. So there's no really reason why he should have been so much better on the road.
Well, he started his career, keep in mind, in San Francisco, and there's a strikeout. You wanted one, Bob?
Double figures now in strikeouts.
Correa will get a chuckle out of that one. Defense, Nate McLouth in center. Jose Talbota in right, Alex Presley in left, as McCutcheon still under the weather. Garrett Jones, Neil Walker on the right side, Clint Barmas, Pedro Alvarez on the left side, and Rod Barajas catches Correa. Nate McLouth back in center field. He came in the 4th inning yesterday in St. Louis, and a fly ball to right. A quick out this time. So at both ends of the spectrum. The strikeout, which took a few pitches, and this one right away retires Drew Stubbs.
Evens things out. Correa with 10 strikeouts now in the year, not all that many. But like I said earlier, that's not such a bad thing. There's Eric Bedard. Eric, with his 11 strikeouts against pitch count up there a long ways, takes a lot of pitches to strike people out. And it goes hand in hand. So if you want to keep that pitch count down, you got to get those quick outs.
Here now, Joey Votto. And he quickly hits a fly ball to left.
8-pitch inning,
which included a strikeout and 2 fly balls. Now the Pirates go to work against Johnny Cueto. Led off in the game yesterday in St. Louis, and the rest of the lineup brought to you by Toyota moving forward. Neil Walker will follow McLeod, but it's Pedro Alvarez and Garrett Jones. His last 7 games hitting almost .350. Clint Varmus, Rod Barajas, and Kevin Correa follow against Johnny Cueto. Off to a great start. 3-0, 139 earned run average. It's the 6th lowest ERA in the league, and just follows a pattern for the Pirates. The pitchers they've faced last 3 games with ERAs under 2, and hello to Jose Tabata.
And on top of all that, Cueto loves pitching here at this ballpark. So, well, breaking ball that did break.
And a bouncer. 6-3 on that putout. Check out the Cincinnati Reds defensively behind Johnny Cueto. And it's Chris Heisey in left with Drew Stubbs, the very speedy center fielder, Jay Bruce in right. Brendan Phillips, Gold Glover at second, Gold Glove third baseman Scott Rowland, Zach Cozart at short, Joey Votto at first, and Ryan Hannigan behind the plate. Time Gold Glover.
Pretty valuable player to have on your team. Excellent defender and can do so many things on offense for you.
On drive to center field, Stubbs was playing pretty shallow, but still backpedals quickly and makes the catch on the track.
Stubbs has very good speed. He can cover ground in a hurry.
And that includes 6 in a row here in Pittsburgh for Johnny Cueto.
One of his heroes was Mario Soto, who also won 6 straight starts in Pittsburgh. Obviously not this ballpark.
The only Reds pitcher to win more games consecutively in Pittsburgh. You have to go back to the early 50s. You remember Herb Weimer, don't you? There's a liner to left and a base hit for Nate McLeod.
I remember he and Steve got hooked up in some pretty good pitching duels back in those days. Fastball down and away. You don't try to reach out and hook it. That's just going to put it on the ground. Ball gets deep in the strike zone, almost right over the top of the plate. That's where you make contact. You flip it the other way for a base knock.
Neil Walker. Average at 277. And ball 1. Walker against the Reds here at PNC Park, a career .367 average.
Sure jumped his batting average up fast. Walker?
Yeah. He and Tabata and Alvarez. Ball, 1 strike.
The offense is back. Not that they're the lumber company or anything like that, but they're back to being a little more consistent, giving you a chance to win. And right now, with the type of players we have, where they're at in their careers, which is at the very beginning, that's what you have to go with. And they'll all get better as the years go by.
Play made and left by Heisey. 1 down, 0-0.
All on Root Sports is brought to you by Chevy Cruze, which offers you EPA estimated 42 mpg highway. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks!
2nd inning. Great to be back home. Brandon Phillips leads off, takes ball 1. Kevin Correa. Phillips hitting .239 this season, 300 career hitter against Kevin Correa. Ground ball, Alvarez. Quick out. Going to bring up Jay Bruce. We were talking about Eric Bedard's 11 strikeouts in yesterday's game in St. Louis. And that will take us to the Barrel League leaders. Barrel Automotive, definitely worth the click. 17 strikeouts by a Pirates pitching staff in a 9-inning game. That's the most, going back to at least 1900. And then you see the previous high marks. There's Eric Bedard.
Pretty significant ball game in Pirate history.
Yep.
Yesterday in St. Louis.
Jared Hughes, Juan Cruz, Jason Grilli, and Joel Hanrahan picked things up. 0-2 the count.
We were really rooting for that last strikeout, and if I knew that it went all the way back to 1900, I would have been a little nervous about it. As it was, we were kind of joking around. Yeah,
a 20-inning game in Chicago in 1980.
We needed that K to set that record. Joel went out and got it. Saw Joel's velocity yesterday. Some 97, 98 action. which real good sign. Tried to curl a little slider in over the outside corner, and it didn't come in far enough. Take a look at the strike zone presented by Range Resources, just a little outside.
2-2 on Jay Bruce. And now a full count. Bruce with 7 home runs, 17 RBIs. He and Pedro Alvarez and 4 others are tied for second in the National League behind Matt Kemp, who has a dozen.
Bruce certainly one of the good young power hitters to come up in the last couple years.
And lines this one to right field. The ball will not come back toward Tabata, so an easy double for Bruce on the 3-2 pitch.
I think that was a slider kind of down and in, just dropped the head of the bat straight to the ball. Just a little bit of cut movement right at the end. Not a horrible spot, but a lot of times that's kind of almost the happy zone for a left-hand hitter. Let's throw that ball down and in. They have that just natural ability to take that pitch, rip it down the line, and keep it fair.
Now Scott Rowland. Sluggish start for this veteran, 37 years old now. Hitting 178 on the season, but he's 5 out of 11 lifetime against Correa. And a count of 1-1. Rowland injured much of last season, played in only 65 games, hit .242 with 5 homers. Count goes to 2-1. 7-time All-Star.
It's going to be the next Mike Schmidt. Came up in Philadelphia. Ended up not staying there all that long.
Larry Bowe and he that really didn't get along. 2-2.
Could be.
I think it was. They went ahead and sent him to St. Louis.
He was one of those players that you would think would be there forever. At least that's what I thought. In Philadelphia, they still had fond memories of a great third baseman, and Mike Schmidt was, and I'm pretty sure they had another one, and really they did. I mean, he hasn't been Mike Schmidt-like, but he's been certainly a star in this game for quite a while.
2-2, 1 out.
Guys just don't play for one team anymore. Just is definitely a dying breed.
Well, the runner was leading off second base as that pitch was delivered, and Neil Walker started to head that way and then reversed his field. That ball wasn't all that hard, so easy play to retire Rowland.
Just a little tapper.
Kevin Correa, we're talking last inning about his home and road splits, and they're very significant last year. Bob was talking about how PNC Park has become known as a pitcher-friendly yard. That wasn't the case for Correa last season. Look at those numbers.
Yeah, those are just an amazing difference. Now, if he was a Cincinnati Red pitcher, I would understand it. Cincinnati has a very hitter-friendly ballpark. Ball flies out of there.
Chris Heisey looking for his first home run. He and Ryan Ludwig have been splitting much of the time in left field, even though both are right-hand hitters. Correa comes in and misses. Heisey with 10 hits and 49 at-bats on the season. Ludwig has made 15 starts. This is game number 25 for the Reds. Heisey bunts the ball, and it's a good one. How about that? How about that play by Chris Heisey?
Yeah, he used his head.
RBI bunt single. Brings home Bruce with 2 outs.
He's a power guy. He's got tremendous power, even though he hasn't hit any home runs yet. You expect him to swing the bat. But there's a runner at third, 2 outs. If he does get a bunt down and beats it out, he's going to score a run, get an RBI. Just a heads-up play by him. Nothing Correa could do other than that. I mean, that actually is a pretty fine play by a pitcher. Excellent defensive play.
So it's 1-0 Reds. The catcher Ryan Hannigan with 2 outs flies his ball out toward the right and into the seats. Jay Bruce scoring after the double with 1 out and talking things over with Votto.
Both he and Votto, left-handed power hitters. You would think they would get pitched sometimes similar type strategies, types of pitches.
Bounce to Walker. So a 1-out double, and after the ground out by Roland Heisey, the bunt single. PNC achievement. Focus in on Alvarez, what he has done, especially the last 5 games, hitting .424. That includes 5 homers, 10 RBIs. He scored 10 runs, an OPS of .1472. Just been on an unbelievable tear. Last 9 games, those numbers are excellent. And a strike on Alvarez. Home run total now at 7.
Pedro doing a pretty good job, I think, of downplaying what has happened in the last week. You talk to him, and he's not making a big deal out of it, talking about any big changes or anything that. He's making better contact, making better swings, making better judgment calls on when to swing. That's a good approach for him. Keep things simple.
Last 9 games, 5 homers, 10 RBIs, and a .424 average. He's homered in 3 of his last 4. Yeah, you talked to him before the game, and he's always said, though, Bob, all season long, he hasn't lost confidence. He's been confident.
I asked him too. I saw in Atlanta, really for the first time, maybe since his rookie year, pitchers worked him a little different. You could see that they were a little concerned with him coming to the plate. He got pitched around a couple of times, I thought, very obviously. And I asked him about that. I said, you notice the difference in the way some of the pitchers are like pitching you now? That, you know, they're not like just going right at you. And he said that, no, not during the at-bat. He says, you get up there and that's not the kind of stuff you're thinking about. But he says you do afterwards if you go and you watch some film or something and you see the at-bat and you say, oh, wow, look, he didn't give me this, he didn't give me that. But he said when he actually is hitting and he's in that box, he said, I tried to be very focused, make things very simple. Kind of almost a get up there, see the ball, hit the ball type deal. Which might be the very best thing for him because he's such a talent anyway. Don't worry about swings and misses, strikeouts, counts, any of that stuff. Just swing the bat. And let the ball go over the fence occasionally. And with that kind of power, it's going to be fun to watch. Made a call today. It's on tape on the radio pregame. I told him, I said, you're going to be the next one to go in the river on a fly. No doubt in my mind. Might happen next month or so. I mean, we're here at home a lot, and he has been showing that kind of power. He kind of chuckled. He said, maybe batting practice. I don't know.
It won't surprise us if it happens, and he is the guy. The only other player, Darrell Ward, to have done it on the fly. We're talking now.
Yeah.
Home run earlier this season, he hit one over the seats that bounced onto the Riverwalk.
We're not talking about rolling it.
Yeah.
We're talking about hitting water. He might hit water like maybe 20, 30 feet out too. And some of his shots in batting practice are just tremendous.
Line drive, just pasted it, didn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, he fouled off a few.
See, now, if that ball has any air under it, that gets into the stands so quick. Take a look at the strike zone presented by Range Resources, right down the middle. Little slider, perhaps a changeup, just crushed. Now it's an off-speed pitch. He's not out in front of that, pulling it foul. Just right on time. He's been hitting some balls to left center very hard. He did that yesterday's game. He hit the home run to left center. He's not somebody you can throw everybody on the right side of the infield against. He's not just going to go up there and pull. He's going to use the whole field and use it with some power. Now, he's in a real hot streak right here. There's going to be a time, hopefully it'll be a ways from now, but he'll get another one of those strikeout funks.
Sure.
All big power hitters do. It's just as they get older and mature, the lengths, how long that lasts, the lengths of it are going to shorten up. And he might get into a bad streak for maybe a week. And then one day he'll come out and he'll hit a couple of home runs in one game and he'll be gone. But the big power guys, they're like that. Prince Fielder. Yeah. We don't see, we never got a chance to see him, obviously, on an everyday period. But I can guarantee you there's people in Milwaukee that lived through some tough games where he went up there and did nothing, struck out. And then there's days where he's just the world beater and hits those bomb home runs. Pedro Alvarez is going to do the same thing.
Greg Ritchie likes it. Pirates hitting coach. Let's see what Jones does here with 2 strikes. Hannigan tried to buy a call. 2-2. Now lefties this year hitting .308 against Cueto. Righties just .127. Two of the hits tonight, McLeod and Alvarez, left-hand hitters. Foul tip, and a strikeout. First K for Cueto.
Good spot. Talking location, up and in. See, it's much easier to get the head of the bat to a ball that's down and in than up and in. You can be much quicker with the head of the bat to that pitch. The one that's up above the belt, the head of the bat has to travel on that big arc all the way out to the front of the strike zone. That's if you're a squish the bug type hitter. Next time you're doing a game with a rock, you can have him explain what squish the bug. And,
he's done it.
Okay. I think he's got a new prop now too that I can't wait to see him use. He's actually got a bat.
Yep. These color analysts love to have their props. Line right at the shortstop. Barmas is out number 2.
There's my prop right here.
What's your prop? Cup of coffee?
Black coffee. John Wayne style.
John Wayne. Yep. What'd you call my cup of coffee?
I don't recall now.
Yes, you do. Come on now.
I don't remember now what it was. How much sugar you got in there?
Much as Greg gave me. Dash. All one on Barajas. You guys, do you still have your drawing boards? You and Steve and Wayner?
Yeah, what do you want me to draw?
I haven't seen, I don't think, anything this year. You got all these toys up here and you don't use them.
Well, that's not true.
Oh, it is.
I'll draw something here in a second.
One on Barajas.
So something interesting out there happening. We're going to draw on it.
Okay. As soon as something interesting happens.
Like, here we go.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
Give me a hat.
There you go.
Thank you. How about a cup of coffee?
See, I still have the.
You still got
drawing board.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bounce toward third. Roll into second. Leadoff hit for Alvarez. He is stranded. We have played 2. Reds up 1-0. Correa on the hill for the Bucks. RK Automotive this day in Pirates history was on this day, May 4th, 1973. Rennie Stennett went 3 for 4 with 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, a 12-6 win of the San Diego Padres. May 4th, yep. See, there you go. It always comes in handy if you realize you have it.
Sure it wasn't April 4th? It was May?
I'm not sure.
I was really weird about that. It looked like a home uniform in Three Rivers. Didn't it?
No, not to me.
Like,
I was told to pay no attention to that.
Like Jack
That's
Murphy?
what I'm doing. Following instructions.
Which you never do. Maybe you're going to do it in this instance. Okay.
Cueto, strike, show bunt, 1-2. Well, either way, that 1973 Pirates club, part of the lumber company, and they would lock horns on a number of occasions with the Big Red Machine. The ground balls hit to second, 4-3, 1 up and 1 down. Top of the order, Zach Cozart. As Neil Walker retires, Johnny Cueto. Cueto 1 for 9 at the plate. Strike 1 on Cozart.
Correa taking advantage of the fact that just retired the pitcher. You know that leadoff guy, he's going to take a strike, so zip one right in there on him.
And the weak comebacker. So 2 up and 2 down. Face Drew Stubbs. Correa in his second year with the Bucks. Talked about the fact that he spent time with San Francisco and then 2 years in San Diego. Pirates signed him to a 2-year contract. Drew Stubbs flied to right in the first.
Stubbs can be a strikeout victim. Looking for strikeouts.
Leads the club. 26. He led the National League last year. 205 strikeouts for Drew Stubbs. Suppose if he didn't strike out so much, Dusty Baker, and he has tried it over the years to try and have Stubbs lead off, but with all those punch outs, it's hard to do that.
Strikeouts, a lot of strikeouts mean that the on-base percentage is not where you want it. He's got great speed.
Good power. This ball driven deep to center. And short hops the wall. Coasting into second base. Drew Stubbs for the double.
Said good power. I think is when he made contact with that ball. Took that pitch outside. Got it deep.
Now the shift on. We'll have Pedro Alvarez go play shallow right. And Clint Barmas will patrol the left side of the infield. Joey Votto at the plate.
I've got to believe that. This is kind of funny, isn't it?
Very.
It's like who will blink here?
Yep.
Stubbs got great speed, and he's thinking right now this is a trap. I know this is a trap. They got something. He thinks he's going to get picked off. He's looking at Walker. But there's nobody at third. But he's thinking about that spin move. If they could do the spin move and Walker comes in behind him. Well, actually, if they do the spin move and Walker comes in behind him, but now they're going to go ahead and intentionally walk Votto. What Stubbs should do is just never stop. Just keep on running toward third. I think the Pirates would just let him go. They wouldn't even make a throw.
Right.
There's 2 outs.
Right. But it did seem like they were trying to bait him into something there.
Yeah,
and walking the
you
guy
could
anyway.
see that at first he was going to he's taking that big lead, and he was going to be gone. But then he saw Walker take a couple of steps toward him, and he started thinking, no, they're trying to bait me into this. And he was just concerned enough about Walker that he would never break toward third base.
Two on, 2 out. Brandon Phillips grounded to Alvarez to start the second. And ball 1. Phillips on April the 10th signed a 6-year contract extension with the Reds worth $72.5 million. That came just 6 days after the Reds shelled out some $225 million over the next 10 years to keep Joey Votto in a Cincinnati uniform. Popped up, nearing the dugout. Jones calls off Barajas. A little snow cone.
Yes, indeed.
Puts it away. Played for Pittsburgh against Johnny Cueto. Correa 1 for 6 this season. A batting average career 119.
Cueto really got that Louis Tiant body turn going tonight, doesn't he?
He worked on that last year, and he's perfecting it. Very Tiant-like. Big twist. Correa retired 6-3. Pirates host the Reds tomorrow, 7:05. Stay after the games. Zabelli fireworks light up the sky. Courtesy First Energy. It's also an Eaton Park Scratch and Win Saturday. All fans get a scratch card good for prizes from Eaton Park. For tickets, go to Pirates.com. Fireworks night tomorrow. Game 2 of this series. James McDonald against Mike Leake. Pitching matchup. 7:05. Good stretch of ball games here for the Bucks. Pirates play 18 of the next 25 here at PNC Park.
Pirates last year played much better at home. Well, they played much better at home for a pretty good string now, a stretch of years. And this is a situation here with all these home games. They could really get themselves back up toward the top of the division. Get a couple games over 500 is all you need. Make that little bit of a push. Very similar to what maybe they did last year. But they were able to get through the real tough part of this schedule early on without too much damage. 11-14, 3 games under. But they played some really tough games. I think it's the Mariners. I think the only team that has played an opposition with a higher winning percentage than the Pirates have.
And the Pirates, like the Mariners, have played only 9 home games, the fewest in baseball to this point. One ball, 2 strike count. On top of it with 1 out, Presley on deck.
Tiot almost turns completely around, faces Cincinnati. Go foul. He faces that Cincinnati on his chest, right towards center field. All the hitter can see is Cueto 47. Look at that. That's definitely a throwback windup. You know, it's really a violent, hip rotation to where he goes from spinning all the way around to where his back is the home plate, and he goes almost 360 to where now he's falling off toward first. Most deliveries over the last, I'm going to say 10 years have been made to where they try to simplify them and make them to where there's nothing really violent about them. Look at that, falling off the other side after turning completely around the other way. They don't really even teach going up over your head anymore, wind up.
Cueto gets his second strikeout.
And they teach a lot of relievers especially just to throw from a stretch, just to keep all this kind of stuff out of the equation. And the thinking is that the simpler your delivery is, the windup, the less that can go wrong. That's what's behind the I think the move over the years to try and get everything really simplified and almost the same.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I can see that argument.
Now, you were a guy that had a fairly simple delivery, didn't you?
Well, I went up
you went over your head.
That was about it.
You weren't crazy.
No. It was going up over your head is just kind of like a rhythm type deal.
How far over your head?
Well, I would go up. But I would go up over my head real early, and then bring my hands straight down, and then do the turn and stuff. But my turn isn't anything like this. I would get lost. I might throw to third one time.
El Tiante.
There's the big turn. Shows him the 23. Tell me that's. Well, he's going way up over his head. He's adding that to. A little dipsy do there too. I think he was putting a little extra on.
Feeling it a little bit there.
We got the Tiant turn and twist, but he doesn't go up. Cueto doesn't go up over the head. Maybe he's not quite comfortable with that.
Just started going to this Tiant twist last year.
But I think everybody should just do what feels comfortable to them.
And that's basically all it's about, isn't it?
Yeah,
anyway,
you're just getting into some kind of a rhythm that you can do every time. And the rhythm is all about, getting your balance settled over your right leg if you're a right-hand pitcher. You get your leg bent down a little bit, and then you drive forward off the mound. Guys it's about getting into the pitching position. Guys do some different things to get into a hitting position. Pitchers, it's the same way. They do whatever it is to get into that pitching position. And that pitching position is what you look like when that front foot hits. That front foot comes down. Everybody from that point on is pretty similar. A lot like hitters. But all the other stuff you do is just to get you there. In just a comfortable, flowing manner. It's all about the timing. You don't want your arm getting out ahead of your body. You don't want your arm dragging behind you. I've always been amazed at how similar the swing and pitching, they're so much the same. The coaches teach the same kind of stuff.
Nice work from Presley here. Still 3-2.
I always think too that pitchers can benefit greatly from taking a stool down to the batting cages and sitting there and listening to a hitter and a hitting coach do some soft toss. You know, listen to what they're saying, what they're talking about.
Find out what's going on in the mind of the hitter.
Now you go back to the mound now later on and you do a little reverse engineering, saying, okay, that's what they're trying to do. Now how do I keep them from doing that? What do I want to do?
Finally, Cueto strikes out Presley. Turns out to be a 1-2-3 third inning. 1-0 Cincinnati.
Talk?
He's not talking, Bob. AT&T trivia question. On this date in 1869, the first professional baseball game was played. Who were the teams? What was the final score? 1869. May 4th.
All you'd have to do is get on that river and head west.
Jay Bruce.
You'll find the answer.
Bruce doubled with one out in the second and scored the only run. High tapper foul. First round pick in 2005. Same year the Pirates picked Andrew McCutchen. Bucks went with McCutchen. The Reds went with Jay Bruce.
Every time I look at Bruce, I always think back to his debut against us. It was
quite memorable.
It was truly the second coming of Mickey Mantle.
Yeah.
The hype had been tremendous, and he lived up to it, at least for a little while there.
Correa keeps it himself.
I mean, he's an excellent player. Real fine power guy. But That debut was something else.
It was in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And all the hype and talk, as you said, Bob, leading up to it.
Reds people were ecstatic. They certainly have a good one.
Scott Rowland takes ball 1. Looking at the debut for Jay Bruce that day back in 2008. 3 for 3, double, 2 RBIs, stolen base, scored 2 runs. Ended up reaching base safely in each of his first 6 plate appearances. Started his career with 11 hits and 19 at bats. Three and 0.
Right field definitely set in Cincinnati for a long time.
3-1 the count.
But then going back to what we were talking about earlier, very rare nowadays for one player to stay anywhere for forever. Rowland didn't do it in Philly. Who knows where Bruce might be a few years from now.
Two up, 2 down for Correa. As Rowland flies out to McLeod. Now it's Chris Heisey who had the bunt single that brought in Bruce with 2 outs in the second. Pirates hosted some Make-A-Wish kids today. 23 high school graduates receiving the Dr. Curtis Weiss Scholarship Award. There's a fly ball to left. Presley is over, and it's off the top of the wall. Heisey will wind up at third base. Well, that's as close as it gets.
I think Dusty Baker's going to ask him to review that.
I actually thought it sounded like it might have even
I thought
hit
I heard
that pole.
I thought I heard some kind of metal.
Yeah, like it hit the side of the foul pole.
Well, I'm not sure what it hit. Well, this will tell us. AGH camp.
No?
Nope. Top of the. Oh, you know what hit the
It was
pole?
his glove.
His glove hit the pole.
Presley's glove.
Yeah.
That's what made the noise.
Yeah, the ball definitely just hit the top of the wall. He overjumped.
Mm-hmm.
If he would have just stood there and reached up, he would have made the catch. But he overran it and then jumped. And the ball just hit the top of the wall. That wall, it's about 5 feet tall, isn't it, down there? About 5 feet tall.
They're going to review it. It looks like they don't have to, but Alan Porter, Ron Copa, Jim Wolf, Darryl Cousins, all getting together. Darryl Cousins, the crew chief.
Definitely see that was.
Well, let's listen to it again. This is what we heard.
Yeah, that's why I thought it might be a home run, because of what we heard. This is the glove.
The glove smacked the pole. That's what happened.
You know, I don't know. I don't think the glove hit the pole. I'm not sure what that made that noise.
It sounded like
when we watched it, I thought the noise came before the glove got anywhere near the pole.
Presley.
Now there's a piece of metal right behind. That's why see the padding right here, Greg?
Yeah.
Now the reason that padding is there is right behind it. There's a piece of metal.
Oh, maybe
And I think that might be. I think the ball might have kind of hit the metal and the padding.
Now, with that in mind, can we listen to it again and watch it? Certain.
There it is. Now the ball hit right on top of the padding. I would say right about there, kind of toward that corner. Now maybe it got back into that piece of metal. I don't know.
It's going to stay a triple, and that could be extremely important.
Oh yeah, with 2 outs. That's
Instead
huge.
of 2-0, it's still 1-0 if you can get Hannigan or get out of the inning. So Chris Heisey was going to say that the Pirates had 23 high school graduates today for a reception for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and they received scholarships courtesy of the Pirates and Kurt Weiss. There's the crew chief, Daryl Cousins. And one of the students was considering going to Messiah College. That's what the school that produced Chris Heisey, Central Pennsylvania. Ryan Hannigan takes ball 1. You want to be real careful here, don't you, Bob?
Yeah, in a 1-0 ball game, though, as tough as it is with Cueto.
Does any part of you think, you know what, don't even bother with this guy?
A part of me, but I'm not wanting to just
potentially walk.
Yeah. No, if I'm on the mound, that's not my choice anyway. I'm thinking as a pitcher. As a pitcher, I'm trying to be very careful here. If he gets a hit off me, it's got to be borderline pitch at best. Maybe something a little off the plate. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. But the careful part is you don't want to make a mistake. Now, Correa made a mistake in this situation in Atlanta.
Right.
Where he threw a slider on a 3-2 pitch and he just hung it. About belt high, and Pastor Nicky hit it for a double into the gap with the pitcher on deck. Now, Correa needs to make a better pitch, and he knows that.
He said as much.
Yeah, he can't hang that slider. He's got to make that slider off the plate away. If Pastor Nicky wants to go out there and swing at it, he's probably going to strike out. Or if he takes it, okay, ball 4, I'll go after the pitcher. That's the way you want to handle this situation.
Hurdle, by the way, was asked about it the next day. About, do you consider having Correa walk him intentionally, Pastor Nicky, to get to Tim Hudson? He said, no, that's up to a veteran pitcher. I leave it up to him, and he knows he need to make a better pitch. But younger guys, I'll make the call.
Ultimately, it's always on the manager whether you don't walk him or walk him.
And that's a fair ball. How about that?
He hung it. A 2-2 breaking ball, he hung it right down the middle. See, that's a pitch you can't make. I want to see the replay, make sure I'm 100% right about it, but watching it, it looked like it was just a breaking pitch that is way too much of the strike zone. See, he wants that ball to be out here. See Correa in the background there?
Yeah.
The way he's yelling at himself. He knows he messed up. That breaking pitch can't be on the inside half of the plate. It's got to be down and away. Has to be. That breaking ball has to end up out here somewhere, not right there.
So for the second straight game, second straight start for Correa, with the pitcher on deck, he allows the number 8 man to get a big hit. 2-0 Reds. Is paying homage to Little League Baseball during our June 10th telecast, and we're looking for some local teams or stories to feature on the air. If you have a great Little League story or team you'd like us to pay tribute to on June the 10th, visit rootsports.com and submit your information. Love to hear from you. A telecast honoring Little League Baseball June the 10th. 2-0 ball game now. Nate McLeod singled in the first and lines this off the glove of the third baseman Roland.
The advantage you have when you're a speed guy that can lay down a bunt, it draws those third basemen in right on top of you, and now they don't have much time to react to anything you hit hard down their way. Look at Roland. He's in on the grass. He's not going to have much time for a reaction. Bam, right by him. If he's back 10 feet on the dirt, got a chance to make that catch.
Neil Walker fly to left in the first. And got this ball into right field. Putting runners at the corners and a bobble. Not going to cost the Reds anything. It's first and third.
Bruce was able to make a quick recovery there. But that's all right. First and third, nobody out. We'll take it. Up and in, a breaking ball coming right inside. Doesn't have a lot of velocity on it. So even though it's in a decent spot, up and in, coming in, Walker's still able to put the head of the bat on it and hit it hard.
Nice aggressive swings, and now it's Pedro Alvarez. A little bit of buzz in the air here with Alvarez at the plate. Fly ball to left, plenty deep to score the Pirates' first run.
Walker's tagging.
Sacrifice fly for Pedro Alvarez. Give him another RBI, and the Pirates are on the board. It's 2-1.
Going the other way. You go the other way. Most of the time you left the ball in the air. Good smart hitting by Pedro. Get that run in. Good smart play by Walker. And he knows that he's got McLeod tagging at third just in case they make that throw home. He's over tagging at first base to get himself in a scoring position. The Reds too smart for that. They didn't even think about home plate. They immediately put that ball to second base. But still, I like the fact that Walker didn't go just halfway. He went back, tagged up. If something was happening, if the door was opened a little bit to where he could get in scoring position, he was ready to do that. Now, that's one of those things where a lot of times people talk about luck as being better prepared. Well, if a throw would have got away, and then Walker's tagged up and he can move up, and you think, wow, boy, the Pirates were lucky. They threw the ball away and they moved up. Well, they made their own luck in a little bit because you put yourself in position to move up. Who was that said?
Luck is a residue of design.
Yeah, was that
Sid Thrift said it, but I think it was Branch Rickey's original quote.
Was original quote.
Ball weakly hit, and Cueto very aggressive. And they almost turned two on a weak chopper.
Nice play by Cueto. He wasn't going to be satisfied with just getting out at first base. He wanted the double play or at least the lead guy. He put something on that throw.
Cozart with the turn. Now the batter Clint Barmas lined to short in the second.
Paulo made a good decision there on that throw, by the way. He didn't try to hold the bag. He took off, got the baseball. Smart move. Some first basemen, they get a little bit too greedy, and they'll try to make that stretch and can't get the ball. And in this case, might go in the stands.
Ball two on Barmas. Farmers had a couple of RBI doubles yesterday. Pirates won at 6-3. Both coming with 2 outs. He has 6 doubles of his 13 hits and 2 homers. He has walked just once, struck out 16 times. So 8 of his 13 hits have gone for extra bases. 5 RBIs, 2-1 count. Cueto wants Hannigan to run through the signs again. And that's a fair ball. Into the corner. If Heisey has any trouble at all, they may try and score. Jones is chugging along. The throw to the plate is right on the money, and he is out.
Now you got to do it. 2 outs. You had to roll the dice and take a shot at it. That was just a great relay throw, right on the money.
Ball cut up in the corner. Heisey got the ball to Cozart and threw a strike to Hannigan.
Arrow.com. Definitely worth the click. By PNC Bank for the achiever in you. And by your Toyota dealer, where quality, dependability, and good MPG all come standard. Toyota, moving forward. Let's go, Bucks!
It is a 2-1 ball game now. And on to the 5th. Top of the order, Zach Cozart at the plate. Takes a strike from Kevin Correa. He retired the side in order to start the ball game. Gave up a run in the 2nd and a run in the 4th. Both coming with 2 outs.
You know, when the Majestic goes under the bridge, I'm always amazed that it fits.
I know.
Every time I see that shot,
I think it's not going to make it. It's not going to make it.
It always makes it. There it is.
This is a replay now. This isn't even live.
Yeah.
We even replay the Majestic going under the Clemente Bridge. If you could draw for us, Bob, what are you talking about? Oh, no, not right now. Not yet. Ground ball, base hit for Cozart to lead off the 5th.
What was our trivia question? I forgot now. You remember?
Oh, we go way back, yes. It was on this day.
19th century.
May 4th, 1869. First professional baseball game played. Who were the teams? What was the final score? I don't think John Wayner would care for this one. The Red Stockings against the Great Western.
No way.
Yeah.
The Red Stockings I guess that's why the Great Western's on around and we're playing the Reds tonight. You lose 45-9, they close you down.
Is there any coincidence at all that we have a member, a new gypsy, that has ties to Cincinnati?
No, I'm sure that there's.
You don't think?
No, none at all.
The question totally centers around the
both
Queen
teams,
City.
Both teams. I'm sure we can look for that sort of thing for 3 days. A couple of years ago, we did a lot of Cub stuff. Right?
Yeah, I don't know why. 1-1 on Stubbs. Well, we got to tell you the truth now. The reason why we had a lot of Cub stuff early on, Bob?
No, Pete Tomo was a Cub guy.
Former Cubby.
Yeah.
He's a Pittsburgher now, as is the former Reds guy, Christian Roberts.
Christian Roberts is our new producer, and he's from
Pittsburgher.
Cincinnati. Well, yeah, not from Cincinnati, but
spent some
recently
time
from Cincinnati. And obviously, as we can see now, he's always been a big Red fan, and we're going to have to convert him.
We'll convert all of you. One and two on Stubbs. Lines this to right.
We got a man there.
Joey Votto. I imagine Tabata is feeling more and more comfortable out there. As we said, this is just the 10th home game, and he started making that transition last year, an injury-plagued 2011 season, so he didn't get a lot of playing time either in left or in right, but exclusively now the right fielder. Takes a lot of pride in that position that Clemente played, his hero. The shift is on for Votto. However, in this case, they have Pedro Alvarez playing just at the edge of the outfield grass.
You have to imagine that when he looks up at that lineup card in the dugout and sees Pittsburgh Pirates right field, Jose Tabata, it's a special feeling for him.
Yep.
I mean, it's not just he was a fan of Clemente, he idolizes him. And now he is the right fielder of the Pittsburgh Pirates. There it is. See the number 9? That is right field. All the positions are numbered.
And there is Alvarez on to the pitcher. Now, I don't know how they'll score that. We'll have to wait for the official score to tell us.
Ground ball. Alvarez.
Shouldn't that be 4-1?
If I was doing things, it would be 4-1. It's not up to me. 4-1. We were talking about the numbers. Every position out there has a number. 4 is a second baseman. 5 is a third baseman. 6 is shortstop. And that's how you keep score. You don't have to write right field, but you just write the numbers.
I can't understand the reasoning. I'm trying to think why it wouldn't be 4-1.
I don't know.
You and I talked about this last week when we were talking about a game that Clint Hurdle played for Davey Johnson back in the mid-'80s against the Pirates. A game that lasted, I think, was 18 innings. 85 or 86, and Rusty Staub came in the ball game and was older, obviously, and quite slow. So Davey Johnson would alternate Hurdle and Staub on the corner outfield positions, depending on whether it was a right-hand hitter or a left-hand hitter. If it's a right-hand hitter, he wanted Hurdle in left. It was a left-hand hitter, he wanted Hurdle in right. So depending on the batter, they'd be walking across after sometimes each out.
At the beginning,
yeah. So therefore, if Hurdle, say he had started in any left field
and caught a ball in right, it would be an F9, a fly out to 9. Yeah. I wonder when Chuck Tanner sent Teague
out
from the mound to left field, and then the ball was hit out there, and Teague caught it at the end of the game. Was that a fly out to 1 or a fly out to 7?
It had to be 7 because there was a pitcher on the mound.
Because he was playing
Jackson.
Field, yeah.
Line drive and a base hit. So Brandon Phillips on a 1-2 pitch gets that run back. And this is all with 2 outs again. The 2 out bunt single by Heisey in the second. The 2 out double by Hannigan last inning, and the 2 out single here.
Not a bad pitch. Got it up and in on his hands. Phillips just quick enough to get the head of the bat to it. There's times where you make a bad pitch and you can kick yourself, but there's other times where it's not you. The hitter just did a great job, and there wasn't anything you can do about it.
Half swing foul. Bruce has doubled and grounded out. Reds lead 3-1 now, have out hit the Pirates 7-5. Phillips was a stolen base threat. And a fly ball to center. And the final out. Let's pick up another. They lead it 3-1.
Redlegs over the Bucks. Take a look at our AGH injury update. And this is a pretty significant injury. Mariano Rivera.
Alex Rodriguez's reaction, and then Joe Girardi sprinting out. You can't imagine what, as I saw this earlier, what Girardi, as he's jogging out there, is thinking.
Let's go down to Dan Potash. He's got more on this.
All right, Bob, thank you very much. You also have to imagine what A.J. Burnett was thinking. Of course, he is a teammate, former teammate of Mariano Rivera. Back with his days with the New York Yankees, we had a chance to catch up with him earlier this afternoon.
Ball popped up to left field. Barajas is retired. Here's what A.J. Burnett had to say earlier.
It's a shame, being over there, you see Mo in the outfield. He likes to catch his fly balls. That's how he gets a lot of his cardio in, and the man's a freak. So you don't want to see that happen to somebody like that. But First thing I thought about, well, he's going to come back another year.
And he may be right, at least Mariano telling the media in New York that he's not done, that he would like to come back after he's able to, well, I guess, recuperate from this current injury. Guys?
Thank you, Dan. Torn anterior cruciate ligament. And he says, yeah, I'm coming back. He said, write it down in big letters. I'm not going down like this.
You know, you can't put those guys in bubbles out there either. You know, Mariano Rivera was doing nothing that he hadn't done a million times his whole baseball career. Shag fly balls in the outfield. It's just a freak thing that happens. I know some people are probably saying, well, you know, what was he doing that for? That's what they do. It's what pitchers, you know, and AJ said it, a lot of pitchers, they'll get very serious about their shagging in the outfield. Some guys won't move 3 steps all day, but other guys, they're running all over the place, and that's how they get some of their physical work in.
All-time saves leader.
So he's running back and just came down wrong. And that's it.
And Kevin Correa with a base hit. A 1-out single.
I mean, you can do the same thing. You know, running down the dugout steps. You know, it happened. Hopefully, he can rehab it and come back and finish on his own terms, because he's obviously an all-time great. He'll be in the Hall of Fame as soon as he's eligible.
Tabata has grounded to short, struck out. Right back to Cueto, and for some reason nobody covered second. He looked over there, nobody there. Then he looked up first.
He is not happy, and I wouldn't be happy either.
Ball. I mean, that's a lock for DP.
Yeah, and now he's got speed at first base. And Phillips is smiling, but there's nothing to smile about right there. Cueto's look is the look you should have. I mean, it's just serious. You got the top of the lineup up. Right here, inning is over, except nobody covers the bag. Now Phillips runs in there to try and at least get 1 out. But you can see the look on Cueto's face. There was no smiles kidding around. He's not happy about that. He's locked in a tough ball game here. Now there's 2 outs right now, but you have speed over there. You know, Tabata could get himself in a scoring position, and now you get a single, and he gives up a run when he should be sitting in the dugout right now. This also is costing him pitches.
Yeah.
He's already thrown 66, not a ton.
Oh, now he picks off Tabata. So he gets out of it himself. Go to the 6th, 3-1 Reds. play ball, but reached first because nobody covered second. Was later picked off by Cueto, and then after the inning, Dusty Baker.
I'd like to be a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious as what he was saying. I'm on Cueto's side. When you turn, you're not even supposed to look for a fielder. That's how pitchers, pitchers always throw that ball away. That's because they're looking at the infielder. You get that ball, you turn, you look at the bag, you throw it right over the bag. And somebody's supposed to be there. Now, if Cueto would have done that, the ball's in center field.
Ball hit to right. Talbot over in right center. Rowland is retired.
Pretty good speed in that outfield. Even when McCutcheon is not out there, like tonight, you replaced him with McLeod, who's a gold glove center fielder in his own right. They can shut down the gaps pretty quickly. Talbot, a nice job on that drive into the gap. That wasn't just a lazy fly ball.
Here's Heisey, 2 for 2. Bunt, RBI single, and a triple, and a run scored. Hit 18 home runs last year and 279 at bats, drove in 50 runs.
I was talking to Jeff Brantley.
The Cowboy.
I think it was last year. Might have been 2 years ago, but I think it was last year. And he really loves Heisey's power potential. He thinks that someday he's going to put up big home run numbers.
Marty Brenneman.
He's on the left.
Jeff Brantley.
The Cowboy.
Walker. 2 outs.
Now, if we stayed on that shot, I could put a Cowboy hat on.
It's true.
We won't do that.
Now you have to.
All right, there it is. There we go.
Look at that. Nice hat. Do you have that rolled up in the doggone luggage for a month? What the heck happened to that thing?
Yeah, I'm not an artist, all right. It was a pretty good hat.
I don't think Mr. Brantley would say so. Fly ball to right field. Talbot over. He's been busy. He's there. 1, 2, 3. Go the Redlegs. 3-1. outdoor spin event on Federal Street presented by Highmark on Saturday, May the 12th. Each cyclist gets a complimentary ticket to the Pirates-Astros game that night, plus a commemorative towel. Proceeds benefit Pirates charities and the YMCA of Greater Pittsburgh Building Bridges program. To register for the event, go to pirates.com/pedal. A week from tomorrow, don't forget, tomorrow night is fireworks night. Game 2 of the series. Ceramic bowls given away to the kids on Sunday, and then an off day. And then the Washington Nationals come in, an interesting club for 3 games. 3-1 as we go to the bottom half of the 6th. It's Presley, McLeod, Walker, and if somebody gets on, Alvarez against Cueto. Cueto last season 9-5 in 24 starts, 2.31 ERA. Didn't win more games because the bullpen let him down much of last season. Go behind the scenes with your buccos on all new Inside Pirates Baseball. See which Pittsburgh sports great reached out to manager Clint Hurdle and catch the latest installment of the AGH Plays of the Week and much more. Inside Pirates Baseball tomorrow at 6 here on Root Sports. IPB. McLeod is 2 for 2. Playing for McCutchen, who's under the weather. One ball, no strikes. There's a look at the extra men, and McCutchen one of them, so he's available to pinch hit later. And their closer is a lefty, Sean Marshall, now with Brian Matson signing a big contract, but then going down before the season started with Tommy John surgery. The bullpen has been pretty good for the Reds through their first 24 games. Likewise, the Pirates bullpen has been strong. Again the other way, but this time right at Heisey. 2 up, 2 down in the 6th. Bullpen is liable to play a big role in this series. See the National League team leaders, bullpen earned run averages, the Reds, Padres, and Pirates.
The Pirates been getting good pitching from just about everywhere. Bullpen, up and down the pen, and of course the starting rotation. Now we got a lot of home games coming. Offense is starting to click. Gurley's been doing a great job in the 8th inning.
Putting up almost Chapman-like strikeout numbers as Grilly. There's Michael McHenry and Jared Hughes. Tony Watson, Grilly. Grilly has struck out 18 in 10 innings. Aroldis Chapman, the flame-throwing lefty, 13 in a third innings, 23 strikeouts. He hasn't given up a run. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Walker. Now it remains 1-2.
It's going to be interesting to see where guys like Tabata and Walker, who've been in the league now a couple of years, where their batting average ends up this year. Can they push it over that 300 mark? Both of them very capable of that. Both came very close their rookie year. Now, this is the year I think where they really become the hitter that they're probably going to be most of their career. Really third season. Walker now is up in the high 270s. Pedro Alvarez, and you'd be able to say the same thing about.
Unfortunately, Alvarez will not come to the plate with a man aboard, as the Pirates are gone 1-2-3, and they still trail 3-1. Series against the Reds actually will conclude on Sunday, and all kids 14 and under get a pierogi ceramic bowl thanks to Mrs. T's Pierogies. Come early for the #1 Cochran Family Fun Zone on Federal Street. Stay after the game. All youngsters can run the bases thanks to H.K. Anderson Pretzels. Go to Pirates.com for tickets. It's Johnny Cueto. Takes a strike. Two count.
Sounds like that rain might be coming, Rick.
Oh no!
I think I hear thunder.
Are you serious, Clark?
You hear that, don't you?
Yeah.
Sound like thunder.
Thunder fireworks, huh? Just for the marathon weekend kickoff, I guess. The point.
Down around the point.
Big weekend here in Pittsburgh.
Summer is definitely here. The weather is warming up. It's going to be a gorgeous weekend.
All one on Zach Cozart, top of the order.
If you like what you see right there, come by tomorrow night.
Yeah. See it in person.
There'll be a lot more of that right off the port bow of the stadium. So I guess that would be the starboard bow.
Oh, that's your expertise.
Depends on which way you think the stadium's facing, I guess.
Oh. You know who might know?
The only thing I could think, if I really wanted to know, is port, starboard, I'd have to ask Tiki.
I agree with you. He's got the answers.
definitely has the answers.
Jeff Karstens threw earlier today, working on the nails. Didn't throw off the mound, just long tossed out in left field. And there's a drive to left. Zach Cozart. No home run. Number 2 on the year. And a 4-1 lead for Cincinnati.
I was going to ask that one to Hook, but I knew it wouldn't listen.
Second home run allowed this season by Kevin Correa. 3-run lead now in the 7th for the Reds.
Here it is again. Up and in, fastball just turned on him. I think that was a fastball, 87. Might have been a little cut slider that Correa has.
This ball hit well off the bat of Drew Stubbs. Deep.
And that one's not going to be in the park.
Back-to-back home runs, back-to-back pitches. Cozart and Stubbs. And it's 5-1 Reds.
We talked about Kevin's problems at home last year. An awesome ERA on the road and real tough here at home. And run number 5. Over the deep part, 410 feet away. There's a fan with a home run ball.
Ray Searage out to the mound, and up on the bullpen mound is Chris Risa.
That was a visit to give Risa a little time. Maybe settle Correa down. I think that's the pitch that first home run came on, the one that Covart hit. Same as that last pitch. It's got a little cut action to it, a little slider. Again, it's the Cozart home run. It's almost as the same velocity as the fastball, but if you watch it right at the end, it's got that little jump. In this case, to the inside, toward the hitter. The reason you can see that movement is because we have the true view from center field. You're looking right over the pitcher's head, so you can really get a feel for what the baseball is doing on its flight. You're not off center one way or another. That was the same pitch. It's off the plate just an inch or two, and it just comes in a little bit. Most guys' sliders nowadays break much better, much bigger than Correa's. Correa's is kind of a throwback slider, little cut type fastball. That's what the slider was originally. Right there, same pitch. Take a look at the home run pitches again. The first one to Cozart, you'll see a little bit of that finishing movement where it's going to move away from him just a little bit. 87 miles an hour. Didn't move much at all, to be honest with you. Only 87. 86. I'm thinking that's the same pitch.
Brandon Phillips now 1 for 3 RBI single in the 5th.
I'll watch those velocities to see if that's one at 88. Maybe he's just coming off his fastball and it's just moving a little bit that direction. Because that definitely looked like a fastball there, but it was just 88, only 1 mile an hour quicker than the first home run pitch. '88 again, yeah. might not have been sliders. There is almost nothing as far as velocity difference between the two home run pitches and these last two fastballs.
Out in front 0-2.
That definitely was a slider there. You could see that movement as the ball moved away from Phillips. You can even see the spin there with the close-up shot. You know, I think that's a slider also, and it says 87. But the movement, watching the pitch from center field, it definitely looked like it moved outside. And that's the kind of slider that Correa throws, a nice little short one. It's that the reason it's real short is it's very easy to control, much easier to spot that pitch than a big breaking slider.
True center camera.
Right up on top of Old Smoky.
Troy giving you that shot. And it calls for the slider, does Barajas.
'87.
Hannigan and Cozart, I believe. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hannigan. Catcher. And 5-3 on the putout. We're going to keep it right here. A great baseball tradition. Take me out to the ball game. Here's Tim Tobacco.
We invite you now to stand, follow the bouncing Eaton Park Smiley Cookie, and join everyone watching at home on Root Sports as we sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Shots from the AGH cam. The finish there of an upset Pirates pitcher, Kevin Correa. Bucks down 4. Pedro Alvarez leads off the 7th. Single to right, sacrifice fly to left for Alvarez tonight.
stay out of a big inning tonight. Reds were able to score in, what, 4 different innings? That's what ended up doing him in. Still have 3 innings left, though, with the bats to do something about it. Kind of your goal when you go out there as a starter is to stay out of the big innings. But there are times where that's not enough.
Hit to center field, and Stubbs is there. Alvarez gave it a ride toward the track.
You can tell the fans are kind of really getting into these Pedro Alvarez at bats now. He hit a fly ball fairly deep center field, not real deep, but fairly deep. And you can hear the noise come up.
Here's Garrett Jones. Jones 0 for 2, a strikeout.
Thrown out at the plate.
Thrown out on the Barmas double. We said at the outset, Cueto has been excellent against the Pirates. Loves it here. He's won 6 straight at PNC Park. 10 wins against the Bucks. Ball hit toward the gap in left center field. And Heisey lays out. It's a double for Garrett Jones.
Heisey definitely laid out for it. That was an awesome effort, but Garrett Jones a little too much pop in the bat for him to run it down. Took a pitch, looked like down and away from him, didn't it? Just kind of down, pretty much in the strike zone. A heck of an effort. I don't think he came all that close to it, though. A little bit of a losing cause there.
Just kind of fisted to Roland off Barmas's bat. Barmas 1 for 3. A double to left and a line out to short.
5th double for Jones this year. You know, it looked there that Correa's maybe saying, I wanted to get the ball to move to the right, like a little sinker type action, and instead it was going dead straight. Or from what I was saying, dead straight or actually cutting the other way a little. Maybe those are two-seam fastballs, why they're just a little bit slower.
Fly ball to right.
They're supposed to sink and they're not moving.
Bruce makes the play. Still 5-1 Reds.
Sports is brought to you by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Levin Furniture. For the best deal on Tempur-Pedic mattresses, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
And Nissan presents the road ahead. A look at the pitching matchups for the remainder of this series tomorrow night. It's a fireworks night. James McDonald looks for his second win. The ERA under 3. Mike Leake has struggled. Matt Latos has pitched better. Last start or two against Charlie Morton. Nissan presents the road ahead. Double switch. Jamaico Navarro is now at shortstop. And the new pitcher, Chris Rhysop.
Rhysop's numbers. Pretty good amount of work here. 10 2/3 innings through the first month of the season. Not bad.
Bruce Roland Heisey for the Reds in the 8th. One for 3.
A little bit of a change of pace here, bringing in Rhysop. That shows them a little more velocity than what they saw from Correa. They'll have to make adjustments on that.
Driven deep, a line drive, home run for Jay Bruce. That's his 8th.
I believe was an off-speed pitch of some sort. That was not in the 90s.
Jay Bruce now with 8 home runs, and the Reds leading 6-1.
They're playing long ball, aren't they? Put the ball over the fence. They got some guys with power, and they're putting it on display. Oh, he went out and got that ball. That was almost off the plate for a ball. Went out and hooked it. Took it out of here. See the yellow line. There's kind of an L-shaped home run fence, and just barely got it in. That was almost like you're getting inside a foul pole.
Cozart, Stubbs, and Bruce with solo home runs. Rolling 0 for 3.
That fastball, 90 mile an hour. Rhysop has really got things going, throwing well. He'll get it up there into the mid-90s. We saw him last year many times, 94, 95.
And that's a fair ball inside the third base bag. Roland doubles following the home run by Bruce.
That was an off-speed pitch as well. The ball that Bruce hit was 82 on the radar. This, I think, was a conventional breaking ball that was able to just hook inside the bag.
Of the 11 hits gone for extra bases for the Reds tonight. And a fly ball to center. Chris Heisey was the first out. 2 hits for him, a bunt single and a triple. 4 doubles, 3 homers, and that 3-base hit for Heisey.
The Reds would have good isolated power numbers tonight.
They would, wouldn't they?
Well, they do. Not that they would. They do have good isolated power numbers.
And that, how do you compute that again?
You subtract the Batting average from the angle to the sun. I don't know, something like that. I think you subtract the batting average, I think, from the slugging percentage. I think. That's your isolated power number.
Base hit to right.
They're going to put up the stop sign.
Hannigan 2 hits. Roland stops at third.
Well, last year we had what was it, every Sunday, I believe, we talked about some of the new wave
Sabermetric
stats.
Sunday.
Yes, and that was one of them. We talked about isolated power. Basically what that does is it takes away everybody's singles.
Johnny Cueto talks to third base coach Mark Berry.
You would think that they would just have him square around and bunt. Certainly don't want him on the base paths running. He's got a pretty good game going here. If he is squaring around to bunt, third base is definitely open. And he's not. He's hitting.
Over toward the right field corner. Tabata. Foul ball.
Kind of surprised by that, aren't you?
Very much so.
Yeah. What is he doing swinging the bat?
No idea. Makes no sense.
Well, I hope he continues to swing and hits a ground ball to somebody. But, you know, do you want him to get a base hit and run the bases, or? Well, everybody has their own ideas, own theories. You have perfect chance for your pitcher to do something productive with the bat. Get a runner in the scoring position. And they're going to let him swing. Throw a ground ball. Ground ball.
Still 0-2.
Been managing a long time.
This is his 5th year with the Reds.
3rd team overall. Started out San Francisco with Barry Bonds' Giants.
10 years with them, then on to the Cubs, 4 years in Chicago. Strikeout victim is Cueto. And that will bring up Cozart. Chris Rhishop and Joel Hanrahan are going to be teaming up bowling with the Bucks to help out Pirates charities. Sunday, 6 to 9 p.m. at Legacy Lanes on Curry Road. Go to Pirates.com for further details. Hope to see you out there. A lot of the Pirate players will be there helping out Pirates charities. Cozart, a fly ball to center. The Reds add to the lead. The leadoff home run from Jay Bruce. They're up by 5. defense. This play down the line in left field looked as though it might produce a run for the Pirates in the 4th inning. The double by Barnes. Garrett Jones will be thrown out at the plate. The relay, Heisey, Cozart to Hannigan. Home Depot doing more on defense. Big play.
Yeah, nice throw by Cozart for sure. Hannigan gave him a real good feed on that. He put that thing, or not Hannigan. Hannigan caught the ball at the plate. Heisey, shoulder high, really a good throw to catch and have that momentum going to the plate so he could finish things up and put that throw to Hannigan at the plate. Good work all around for the Reds on that play.
It's Michael Navarro's first at bat. Double switch. The start of last inning. Approaching the 2-year anniversary of Johnny Cueto's one-hit masterpiece over the Pirates here at PNC Park, May the 11th, 2010. His first career complete game. Didn't walk a batter, struck out 8. Went the distance, 102 pitches. Gave up a 1-out single to Ronnie Cedeno in the 3rd inning that night. That was it. And he became the first Reds pitcher to throw a one-hitter since 1996. That pitcher, John Smiley, the former Pirate, who is out in the Total Media Hall of Fame Club as the celebrity bartender tonight. Former teammate of Bob's.
Former 20-game winner for the Pirates.
Barrow retired, looking as though Cueto wants to get another complete game. They're out there in the Trip Total Media Hall of Fame Club.
John's out there somewhere.
Jose Tabata, 0 for 3. Seven hits for the Pirates. Scored their run in that 4th inning. Made the score 2-1. The sacrifice fly by Alvarez.
Cueto's still strong. That last fastball, 94. I don't think he's thrown any harder than that tonight. This is pitch number 96.
Got a broken at bat there. 2 ground ball outs. Dan Potash. We were talking earlier about Jeff Carson's throwing out in left field on flat ground. I think he has more for us. Dan?
That's right, Greg. You won't see Carson's on the field tonight, but as you can tell, he is in the house. The right-hander still on the 15-day disabled list with shoulder inflammation, but is optimistic about his progress as of late.
We're moving in the right direction. We haven't had any setbacks in anything. We're strengthening my shoulder. It's going along well. Day 4 of throwing right now, and just kind of building back up. But so far, so good. So I can't complain. Knock on some wood, and hopefully be back soon.
Jeff also telling me that not throwing for 10 days is not a huge setback, but it does take some time to kind of get your strength back. So 4 days and counting. Hopefully a 5th tomorrow, guys.
All right, Dan, thanks. And yeah, we do have our fingers crossed. Jeff Karstens gets back before too long. Ground ball to short, 6-3, and Cueto seeing the finish line. Right here on Root Sports, starting at 6:30.
Throwing
the pregame.
Very, very well of late. Very well.
He is a 3-1 in 8 career games against the Redlegs, a .306 career earned run average versus Cincy. Struck out a career high 10 batters his last time out Monday night in Atlanta.
You know, looking at that shot there, there's one thing we haven't seen yet. Nobody's ever hit a boat. Have they?
Not that I can recall.
You know, and I'm not talking on the fly, but even like one bouncing down the hill. We haven't had anybody hit a boat. It's got to happen someday.
It has to.
Okay, you can bounce along.
That could happen.
Right there, yeah. Or it could go all the way on into the fly. Could do that. Not that far. That's Christian Roberts' boat that he brought up. Brought that up the river from Cincinnati.
Oh, okay.
That's where he keeps it, just out there. He didn't have far to walk after the game.
No.
A new producer.
Where's that boat? I can't see it on the screen. I don't see a boat.
It's right there.
Can't get you to do it, huh?
Nope.
You've had enough.
Yep.
Enough fun.
I think the writing on the board maybe has jinxed us tonight.
Oh, okay.
I think it's jinxed us a little bit tonight. I'm going to give it a rest now.
I think you're right.
It's right here. It's like we'll put a sheet over it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
No more tonight.
Writing on the board jinxed us. Yep. He had nothing to do with it.
He might have helped a little bit. He's off to a great start this year. Coming into the game, great numbers. Well, he certainly didn't hurt anything to this point. 8 strong innings.
Well, they certainly have had high hopes for Cueto for a while. They thought, in fact, that maybe he and Edinson Volquez would be 2 top of the rotation guys for years. As things worked out, Volquez not completely healthy a couple years ago, and Cueto just keeps getting better. Maturing as a pitcher. Mentioned had it not been for some blown saves last year, he'd have had more than just 9 wins.
Really tough to make any kind of predictions in this game. You know, with young guys, you just don't know. You never say the words years to come.
That's good advice.
Yep. Because you just don't know. Nobody does. Edinson Volquez, Padre now.
Part of the Matt Latos deal, and we'll see Latos on Sunday. He's tough. Don't let that ERA fool you. Three and one.
He's one of the reasons that a lot of people think the Reds are the team to look to win the division this year. Adding Latos to their starting rotation. Certainly pitched like a top of the rotation guy while in San Diego. Gives these guys a pretty good 1-2 punch.
Yeah, make no mistake, when they made that deal, it was Walt Jocketty and the Reds saying, we're going for it now. And then they went ahead this spring and they signed the 2 offensive players to long-term deals. Votto, the former MVP. Brandon Phillips. Those long-term extensions. They had extended Jay Bruce a couple years ago. Saw a shot of him in the dugout as Clint Hurdle makes his way out. And see what this is all about. He'll be throwing in the bullpen. Don't see this too often.
No, Clint doesn't come out too often unless it's to make a change.
Focus. Yeah, he rarely comes out, and he's delivering a pretty strong, trying to stay positive, but a strong message there to Rysop. Let's go. Let's stay focused.
Well, that certainly is one of Clint's really strong points as a manager, is that he keeps these guys up, keeps them believing in themselves, and a very positive message all the time. But there are times where, with that big booming voice of his, I mean, I'm sure he can lay into you also.
Watson just now got up. He was not throwing when Hurdle was out there. Strike on Phillips. Two-out RBI single in the 5th. Try, but Stubbs is back.
In the old days, that was what we called the watch me play. You watch the middle infielder, and when he would break, he'd throw a glove out or throw his hand out to let you know that this was not a bluff. He was going to the bag, and you had the option then to turn and give him the ball if you wanted.
Popped up, and Garrett Jones will have a play.
The reason that you wanted to know that it wasn't a bluff is because you can't go home then. Your options are turn around, give him the ball, or just step off. And that's what Walker did when he went to the bag. He threw his right hand open to let Rysop know that it wasn't just bluffing the runner back, that he was going to be there.
Jay Bruce homered to lead off the 8th off Rysop. He's also doubled. Down by 5. Fouled out of play. Congratulations to Bruce Hotailing, who retires the head of the senior school, Swigley Academy, and they have 200 people on hand celebrating tonight, and he threw out a ceremonial first pitch. Who knows, maybe a rally in the bottom of the 9th.
Pretty good seats right there, huh? Great view.
Lexus Club seats. Very unique perspective.
You're in the game.
Yep.
Not much room from that screen to home plate.
Terry's got those seats, huh, tonight? They treat you right down there. There's Terry. We say it a lot, Bob, but you could go so many different areas of this ballpark and get such different looks, perspectives, not only of what's going on in the field, but of course the skyline. Amazing. They added that Budweiser bow tie bar on right field. In the air to shallow right. And the infield fly is called.
People all around baseball, and we say this a lot too, it's true. When they start talking about the best ballparks in the land, PNC Park is always part of that discussion. We are very lucky. Got a ring around the bones. Does that mean rain's coming?
Is that what they were calling for earlier? Didn't you say you heard thunder?
I think that was the fireworks.
Oh.
It was setting you up with a segue into the fireworks
That was
shot.
good.
It's my job. I'm your sidekick here. I always lead you into things.
You are my Ed McMahon.
Yep. That's right. Wouldn't have it any other way.
What's the other way around, of course? I'm your Paul Schaefer.
Yeah,
Stubbs and Votto the runners.
Part of the audience probably wondering who Ed McMahon is.
Oh, yeah. Ball a strike on Roland. Winding down a great career. At the age of 37. Solid seasons in St. Louis. Remember when Tony La Russa said that he would pay money to see Scott Rowland take ground balls? Just watch him. Nobody in La Russa's mind has ever played that position better. His years as a Cardinal skipper. The ex-Cardinals manager. That ball really got Barajas,
Yes,
didn't
it
it?
did.
You could hear that one.
Staggered him. See where catching that. That right shoulder.
Ooh. Let's listen. It's a guy who's coming up on 1,000 games catching in the major leagues.
How many foul tips do you think he's taken off the arms and face mask?
Rod Barajas. Back up Michael McHenry. Another foul ball, and as Lacey Collins told us the other day on the road trip, the emergency catcher is Casey McGee. Found that out the other night.
Barajas got thrown out early in the game the other day. Essentially, you were playing with one catcher the entire night. It's always when you're afraid that that might come into play. Who's going to be the third guy in? There's Casey.
Barajas, after being ejected, of course, McHenry went in, and Casey McGee was inserted in the lineup for Neil Walker, part of a double switch. We asked Clint Hurdle about it the next day, that had Walker stayed in the game, would he be the third? Hurdle said, "You're always trying to get me to have Walker catch." I said, "No, I'm not. I just want to know." He does not want Walker to worry about that anymore. It's behind him. 3-2. Drafted as a catcher in the first round by the Pirates.
Well, normally your emergency catcher is a utility type player. There aren't very many situations where you take out one of your everyday starters and ever have him as an emergency catcher. And I think that's one of the big reasons Walker will never do that, because he's too important just to throw back there and have him catch a game when he hadn't been behind the plate in years and years.
Walker, after being drafted as a catcher, spent a couple years in the minor leagues doing just that. And when Ronnie Polino came along, Pirates thought they had a catcher for years to come. So they moved Walker.
You'll never say those words. You'd never know.
Exactly. Moved Walker to third, of course, and they drafted Alvarez. They traded Bay, a 3-team deal, and got Andy LaRoche. A couple of years ago, they started to move Walker around the infield. Oh, 0-1 on Heisey. Kriesop has walked, the bases loaded. At third base, Stubbs.
37 pitches tonight.
Votto at second and Roland over at first.
It's a lot for a reliever. Probably get the day off tomorrow.
Barajas makes the catch. Reds leave them loaded. Pirates trail by 5. Go to the bottom of the ninth. Teak. Text the keyword Teak followed by your question and name to 412-412. And Paul Alexander making sure Teak is all spiffy and ready. Stuff Paul does for Teak. See, you don't do that for me.
What do you mean I don't do things for you?
That.
Well, no, I don't pick stuff off your coat.
See?
Dash does that, doesn't he? You know what Dash does?
No. Here's Cueto's line, looking for his 5th career complete game.
Not much in the strikeout department tonight, just 3.
And McLeod on to first. McLeod, a couple of hits tonight. He's retired. 1 up and 1 down. Johnny Cueto looking to go 4-0 on the season. Came in with an earned run average of 139. So that'll go down a smidgen. A 2.31 ERA last year, and he finished 6 innings shy of qualifying for the ERA title. He would have finished second behind Clayton Kershaw. A little bit of time on the DL for Cueto last season.
Well, they need a full year out of him if they're going to, really be serious about challenging this year. He is turning himself into definitely a star pitcher. You got to keep your horses out there and keep them healthy if you want to win.
To Walker. Dozen hits for the Reds. Pirates with 7 hits. Walker has 1 of them. Resop goes a couple, gives up a run on 3 hits. Two and 2. Fans will get a chance to see Pedro one more time. Line foul.
Sure, an awful lot of people came here tonight thinking about Pedro and how he's been hit in the last 9 games. Looking forward to seeing Pedro hit. One more shot at it. Give everybody a thrill.
And that's going to be caught by Heisey.
Heisey looked like he was fighting the lights on that one. Yep, seemed to look shaking his head. Watch the way he goes after this ball. He's bothered by the lights. What was that lost one? Was that Topper lost one the other day in the lights?
Right.
In St. Louis?
Yep. Alvarez.
I think Parker made that famous, so didn't
Well, he did. Well, he did. They
moved the lights.
Spent almost a year working on that one some with Parker being so upset at Three Rivers, the angle of the lights. I don't know if they ever did get it right for him. 0-1 on Pedro Alvarez. Singled, sacrifice fly, and hit a ball to the warning track in center. Cueto trying to put him away. And it's 0-2. Looking to become the first Reds pitcher to win 7 straight in Pittsburgh since Herm Weimeyer in the early 50s. Love's pitching here, and his career against the Pirates. This will be his 11th win in 16 career appearances against the Bucs. Quite a finish for Johnny Cueto.
And we kind of thought that this might happen tonight with Cueto, his numbers coming into the game and what he has done here in the past, and sure enough, he shut us down. Just 1 run on 7 hits.
Smiles for Dusty Baker. Game that took 2 hours and 41 minutes. The Cincinnati Reds beat the Pirates in Game 1 of this 3-game series by the final count of 6-1. Just one of those nights where you get a guy like that on the mound, and you had your one chance, Bob. It looked as though the Pirates had that opportunity, maybe.
Now there's an old baseball saying, sometimes you just run into a buzzsaw. And wood chips flying tonight.
So that is it from up here, but we're going down.